I was asked by the Kollel Torah Mitzion, Kollel in Chicago, to say a few words to the Chicago community about Yom Haazmaut. And I think being asked by the community in Chicago is relevant and significant because the question is, what is Yom Haazmaut? What should Yom Haazmaut mean to people living in Chutz La'aretz? Because the concept of Independence Day is something we know from countries all over the world. Every country celebrates its independence, and through that, everything good about their country and what they enjoy about their country. And clearly, those living in Eretz Yisrael have a lot to celebrate, a lot to be thankful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for everything that the state of Israel is. The question is what the celebration, what the attitude should be of people not living in Eretz Yisrael, of people living in Chicago. And the truth is, you walk outside of Israel on Yom Haazmaut, and it feels like a regular Thursday. There's nothing really different about it. The culture, the world around us is going about its business as they would on any other Thursday. So you don't get to feel this sense of celebration as part of a bigger whole. So what does it mean? What should Yom Haazmaut in Chicago mean? I think there are two very important answers to this question. The first is that, on the one hand, the Jewish world seems to be so similar to what it once was, despite all the efforts to fight against anti-Semitism, to end the struggle of the Jewish people, to be respected, to be accepted. We see what's going on with the Labour Party in England today, to see the anti-Semitism, the anti-Israel, to see it, right at the time of Yom HaShoah, even 70 years after the end of World War II. It seems like it's more of the same. But I think the existence of the State of Israel is really very much an answer to that. The Jewish world is different than it was 80 years ago, because today there's a State of Israel. There's a place for every Jew to go to, a place for every Jew to identify with, and a country that stands for the Jewish people, who aren't just the people who can be hated and expelled and driven from here to there helplessly. But I think there's a second answer which is even more important. 100 years ago, Jews believed in a future without much basis for it in their present, without much of a realization of the prophecies they had dreamed for thousands of years would be fulfilled. And the Christians and other nations and religions, they looked down at the Jewish people. They mocked the Jewish people for believing in some future based on some past that had no real basis. Today, living after the founding and the flourishing of the State of Israel, we see the Jewish future being built. And that is something that should give us a lot of pride and a lot of excitement, to be able to see the realization, the fulfillment of the prophecies of the prophets, the ingathering of the Jewish people, the flowering of the land, the slow but steady and sure development of our future as a people. And that's something to celebrate, whether you live in Yerushalayim, in Tel Aviv, or Chicago, because all of us are part of that future, and our identification with that future makes us part of it and gives us a reason to believe in ourselves in the present. We're a nation with a glorious past and a glorious future, which Baruch Hashem we can see more of in the present. That's what we celebrate this Yom Haazmaut, wherever we are. Yom Haazmaut Sameach to everyone.